Good evening and welcome to the news. There are still some merchants who are buying from STC who are selling essential items above the maximum retail price set by STC. Since October last year, the Fair Trading Commission, FTC, with its partner, the Licensing Authority, have inspected 266 shops buying from STC. These essential commodities include milk, oil, sugar, potatoes, onions and flour, to name just a few. 90 of the shops inspected have breached the order, which is met with a fine. So far, the Chief Officer of FTC, Nathalie Edmond, says 55,000 rupees have been collected as fine.
Also come across retailers who have breached the order with more articles. For example, they had more than 3, then 4, even 6 articles. And the more articles that you breach, the fine is higher. Last year, when we spoke in terms of the retailers who were not wanting to compound the offense, they have changed their minds. So we have done some work. We have spoken to them, explained to them what will happen, because you can get an even higher fine if your case is brought to court. So in this regard, they have decided to now compound. So up till now, we have 100% retailers who have compounded. In other words, they have agreed to pay the fine that they have been issued in regards to the breach of the order.
As of the 1st of next month, it will be mandatory for tourists to pay an environmental levy for each night spent at hotels. Vice President Ahmed Afif said this to the media this morning when talking about the decisions taken by the Cabinet of Ministers during their weekly meeting, which was yesterday. According to VP Afif, the hotels will be the ones collecting this tax, charging 75 rupees per night per person, despite the size of the establishment, will no longer apply. Vice President Afif said that the prices will differ depending on the size of the establishment. Smaller establishments will charge 25 rupees per night per person, whilst medium will charge 50 rupees and larger establishments will charge 100 rupees per person per night. SayID, an online application that was introduced last year, is now functioning. As of now, only ministers and other officers of the executive branch are getting access to the application. Vice President Afif said that SayID has several benefits, especially in facilitating online transactions and communications amongst governmental agencies.
The idea was to introduce it to the ministers, introduce it to senior executives, and start doing a few things where they will see some direct benefit. So, for example, one of those is to be able to sign documents electronically and to see the in-trays that show all the documents which are pending, all those that are approved. And if you want to send a document that is signed already, you can send it electronically via email, for example, and the moment it's opened, your normal app, such as PDF, will already see that it's a certified document. So it avoids the issue of asking for originals.
The Cabinet of Ministers also approved for the country to accede to the revised Kyoto Convention. This is a convention used by several countries in the world to simplify and harmonize customs procedures to facilitate legitimate international trade whilst respecting customs control. Vice President Afif said that even if Seychelles had to accede to this convention, Customs Division is already adhering to some of the convention standard. He also said that this convention will be beneficial for the country on an international level.
Seychelles has decided to be part of it because it is essentially a system that intends to ensure that all countries adopt a very similar and consistent approach to customs procedures. We see a lot of benefits in that once Seychelles accedes and it is ratified, Seychelles can get more technical assistance. Investors will see us as modern. They will find that commerce generally is efficient. because everything has been foreseen.
The Valabji couple, Mukesh and Laura, are defending themselves in the Arms and Prevention of Terrorism case. This is because they have asked their two local lawyers to excuse themselves from the case. Their foreign lawyers have not been able to represent them yet because of the issue of legal fees. This morning, the prosecution told the court that it has made several amendments to the charges, and this afternoon the couple asked for more time to study the amendments. The case will resume tomorrow morning. The Seychelles Defense Forces have got a fuel bowser which will be used to refuel the Air Force planes in cases of emergency. This is a donation from CEPEC under the MOU which both parties signed last year, where CEPEC pledged its support to the Defense Forces. The bowser holds a capacity of 6,000 litres. CEPEC handed over the bowser to the SDF this morning, an event attended by President Ramkalawan as Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces and several high-ranking military officers.
This towable bowser will now allow the air wing to have increased mobility in fueling their aircraft. As it is towable, it can easily be transported to different locations as needed, providing fuel support wherever the aircraft may be stationed or deployed. And such mobility, you will agree, will ensure that the aircraft can be fueled conveniently and efficiently, enhancing operational readiness of the air wing at all times. It will also enable the air wing to have on-demand access to fuel, eliminating potential delays and dependency on CEPEC at odd hours in the middle of the night, enabling them to respond swiftly to any emerging situations.
Jerry Terezin has received a new wheelchair that will facilitate his participation in the Paralympic competition as part of the Indian Ocean Island Games to be held next month in Madagascar. He received the wheelchair from President Ramkalawan at State House this morning. Jerry was accompanied by his mother, coach and chairperson of the Paralympic Committee. Jerry says the new wheelchair will help him to perform better as the old one was giving him some problems. Jerry participated in the last Indian Ocean Game and won a bronze medal. President Ramkalawan also received the Seychelles representative for the Commonwealth Students Association, Trisha Labiche, and Vice President of the Seychelles University Student Council, Samia Brioche, at State House this morning. The two ladies say they are happy to have met and discussed issues concerning youth with the President, and they are very honored to have been received by the President. They said that the President has assured them his support to help empower the youth of Seychelles. We've come to the end of this news summary. Thank you for watching.